If you're watching this, you may have just seen a pharmacist changed on their LinkedIn profile that now they work in a pharma role and no fellowship, no residency, no industry experience. And you're wondering yourself, how did they do that? Oh, because I want that. They were just lucky. I've heard people use language like that. Well, today I'm going to show you how exactly to break into pharma with zero experience. And this is what our clients are doing. This is kind of like their overall playbook. And if it works for them, it probably will work for you. I want to show you 3 specific steps and 4 career paths that you can easily transition to right now. Let's dive into step number 1, which is probably the most important. You need to identify your specific pharma career path. I've had a lot of pharmacists tell me, I want to get into industry. Great. But.
Look up.
But pharma is a massive beast with dozens of different sectors, okay? When you're applying to jobs with the same generic resume and LinkedIn profile, you're hurting your chances. It's like using the same pickup line on everyone at a party. It's not going to work. When you get crystal clear on your career path, everything else becomes so much easier. Your networking becomes more focused, your applications get more attention, your interviews go way easier because you speak directly to what the role needs. In our coaching program, we've identified 12 different pharma sectors, and 6 of them much easier to get into than others. So now let's talk about the next step. Number 2, it's matching your strengths to the new role. Now, you could be saying to yourself, Alex, how do I match the skills but have zero pharma experience? So here's a secret. Break down the job into the hard and soft skills. Let's say you're looking at a medical affairs role, and that requires educating others about clinical trials. What skills are really needed here? Communication, analyzing maybe, education, right? Public speaking, potentially. Guess what? As a pharmacist, you do this all the time. But instead of writing educated patients on your resume, you can show impact. Something like decrease customer complaints by 25% through targeted development of education materials. That's what's going to catch attention, not saying something like,
oh, I've educated patients.
If you're feeling stuck right now thinking, honestly, I have no idea what pharma career path matches my skills, I've got something that can help. Of course I do, right? It's a quick quiz called What Jobs Am I Qualified For? Quiz. It matches your experience and skills and interests into a potential career path, many of them within pharma. If you answer a few questions, you'll get a personalized career path recommendation at the end. Thousands of pharmacists have already taken this quiz, and they found it super helpful and a kicking off point to explore new career paths. The third and final step, and this is crucial, it's not something that you get to skip, is networking. Now, let me share some mind-blowing stats, okay? You are 10 times more likely to get a job if you are referred to the job by someone inside the company. Some studies show that you're even 20 times more likely just to get an interview with a job referral. In our program, we use something called the 80-40-20-10 rule. Here's how this works. Send 80 connection requests per week on LinkedIn. That's actually the maximum that LinkedIn allows. About 40 of those people will accept your connection request within a few days with no message sent. This is statistically what we've proven with bad LinkedIn profiles over and over again. When you follow up with these 40 with a specific message that we recommend, around 20 of them will engage with you in a conversation. Of those 20, 10 of them will have a real phone call with you or a virtual chat or just a really great in-depth text conversation. These conversations are where job referrals happen. And look, I actually tested this rule over and over again with test profiles, without profile pictures, without details about where all these people have worked over time, bad profiles, because I knew it wouldn't make any sense to use my account, which has over 20,000 connections and like 40,000 followers. That's not the normal person, okay? I'm a freak. Let's just throw that out there. I didn't expect you to have those kind of results. So I've been testing this over and over again over years, and I keep verifying this process that the 80-40-20-10 rule works. This method has been so effective that I've actually had our clients in our coaching program tell me, Alex, I had to stop networking because I have too many messages, because I have too many conversations ongoing. And that's the exact kind of problem you want to have when job searching. Now I want to shift into those 4 easiest paths into pharma that I promised. Medical writing. This is honestly one of the easiest ones that we have. We have an entire video that you can check out that talks about how to break into medical writing. The reason why it's easy is because it's already describing what you're doing. It's writing, which is just communication. And you communicate on a day-to-day basis no matter what your pharmacist job is. Think about all of the clinical notes, protocols, document education, the documentation that you have to do. You've written that. Plus, you can start on the side as a freelance for CME content or just creating content within your current job. Create a list of medications comparing the different things that they have, like GLP-1 agonists, like any major medication that your clinic is constantly improving. Just make sure to look at it from a pharmacist-specific medical writing roles if you get into this path, as they pay better than the typical medical writing jobs. The second path is medical information. This is roles that are a natural fit for pharmacists because you're already experts on medications, answering drug questions, and providing evidence-based responses. Many of these roles don't require pharma experience. Medical affairs is next, and this can include medical information and writing, but it's a bit broader. You're working with multiple teams, leveraging your clinical knowledge to whatever regulatory or process demands or protocol demands that they have. We've helped many pharmacists make this transition successfully without prior experience. And finally, and the one that I know you're not thinking, sales. Hear me out, okay? Before you start closing me out. If you enjoy educating others and building relationships, you would be perfect for this. Yes, there's an initial pay cut. Yes, there's some skills for you to learn. But pharma sales reps often end up making way more than you would ever make in retail over the long run. Here's something crucial about these paths. Don't let the initial pay cut scare you away. I see this all the time. Pharmacists get scared off by a lower salary because they're not seeing the bigger picture. Time and time again, we see pharmacists in pharma making significantly more than their retail counterparts over time. In fact, we just had someone comment on a LinkedIn post that I had a few weeks ago saying like they never went into clinical practice. They made a lot less in medical affairs, but now they make double than what their counterparts make, and they're way happier. The key is to focus on 80% of your time on networking and 20% of your time on job boards and recruiters. The numbers don't lie. Networking is statistically more successful than any other method. Remember, breaking into pharma without experience isn't about what you've done before. It's a pivot. It's about how you present what you already know, who you connect with, and making a powerful impression about what you're great at. Focus on these 3 steps. Identify your path, match your skills, and network effectively, and you'll eventually get into a great role. If you found this helpful, be sure to hit like and subscribe. Maybe drop a comment below with a question that you have about transitioning into pharma. I'd love to help you out. And don't forget to take that career quiz in the description. It could be the thing that helps you figure out what your next perfect path could be. And until I see you in the next video, you know what it is, right? Stay curious and take care.